Okay, so for this other video, we're going to be doing a Samsung S10 photo recovery. This guy has a S10 that's pretty jacked up. I mean, the home button doesn't even click in. So first things first is we're going to go ahead and put it on our heat pad. That's our fancy heat pad. Oh, see that? Okay, we're going to let it get up to about 88, and then I'm going to start separating the back glass. And what we're going to end up doing is moving the motherboard to a donor frame so I can see if I can boot it up. Later today, we're going to be doing a video on how to rebuild the S10 Plus into a brand new frame plus LCD. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get started on removing this back glass. Ladies and gentlemen, it is sharp. It is glass. It does require heat to separate. Please be careful. Always slice away from your body. Did you know that was a Boy Scouts trick? I never went to the Boy Scouts, so I guess I never learned to slice away from my body. I know, as I'm currently slicing towards my thumb. Do as I say, not as I do, because you definitely don't want to get effed up like I do. Okay, so we've worked our way from the bottom. Now we're on top. Alright, hold on. I'm stuck over here. Alright, so we want to be very careful not to put too much of the metal tool inside. Otherwise we could slice important components. Not that it matters so much in this one, because I think the fingerprint sensor is in the front, so it doesn't have that Samsung cable in the back. Alright. Okay, so I can confirm there is no fingerprint sensor in the back. Duh! Duh, it's on the freaking screen now. Come on, guy. Alright, so that's the back of an S10 Plus. It looks just like a S8 Plus, an S9 Plus, an S... It just looks all the same. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clean our station, because I hate it being dirty. Now, some people say it's not critical. I say it's extremely critical to clean your station, because there's nothing worse than getting a piece of glass up your finger when you don't even see the freaking piece of glass. Alright, some tape. Slap that sucker down. Give it a few lovingly taps. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be enough so that it looks clean. Alright. I'm gonna go grab my handy driver. Bam. Okay, so rule of thumb, you're taking off screws. Most of the time they're different sizes, so try to learn this technique. That's taking off the screws and putting it into place where you can easily identify for them to go back. So I'm going to work my way from left to right, placing them in kind of a similar pattern to this. Just wait till you guys see JL's videos. His are going to be so much better than mine. He's so much more prepared than I am. Alright, next we're going to use a plastic tool to kind of... Oh, wait. Get this one down here. You know, I'm just going to lift this plate with screws and all, just because then I don't have to worry about where they go. If you are going to do that, hold the screws in place while you're peeling. This is the wireless charger. Put it off to the side. Bam. Now we're going to work on the bottom part. The bottom part's usually the charge port slash speaker, loudspeaker. This gentleman came in here. He said he just moved to Colorado today. He doesn't even have a house or a place to stay. He's staying at one of the reservoirs. Super cool dude. I wish I could do that myself. Move to a new freaking state, not even have a house, and say, screw it, let's do this. Alright, so first things first, we want to disconnect the battery cable right over here. That's the battery cable. Now that it's disconnected, now we're going to go ahead and pop that SIM tray out. Yeah, super chill dude. I don't think I'll ever get the chance to move away on a whim like that. Okay, next what we're going to do is pop the LCD cable, which is this one right over here with this T. Okay, and next I'm going to do the headphone jack on the bottom. And then it looks like, so the past designs had the motherboard separate down here. The charge port would be separate from the motherboard. It looks like it might still be that way, but it's all one solid PCB board, motherboard. So, that being the case, with all that mumbo jumbo, let's look for any hidden screws that are going to be holding the motherboard onto the frame itself. Right away, I can tell you, right down by the charge port. Let's see if I could spot any other ones. Over here, there's one up here. Okay, I'm gonna take that one out. Okay, that one's stuck in there probably because it's crushed. Yeah. Yep. That is taking some torque. Okay. Okay, now that those screws are out, the motherboard should start to wiggle out. I'm gonna pop out the motherboard from there. You see how easy that is? Look how weird that is. This looks like a thermal pad down here. Yeah, that's definitely a thermal pad. Crazy, huh? They went back to freaking putting the charge ports directly onto the motherboard. Thanks, Samsung. I really, really love it when you do that. It looks like maybe they made it a little bit easier to swap out. So, the pads are right here and right here. So that just means that you're not replacing the whole cable, you're just doing this. Previous versions, you could replace the whole cable. It was much easier for my technicians. They didn't have to know how to solder things, but I guess now they're gonna definitely have to learn. Alright, I'm gonna go grab that other frame. 1 second. Okay, boys and girls, when you order a frame, when you order an LCD, if you don't know, if you've never done any sort of like intense phone repair before, don't order the LCD. Order the one with the frame. This is the one with the frame. So it's the LCD pre-attached to this, beautiful thing. Makes it easier. If you're gonna, if you know what you're doing, if you had experience, obviously you're not gonna be watching this video. But you're gonna do just the LCD. For now, I'm going to put this with the battery back on the hot plate. I'm gonna try to take the battery out of it, and I'm gonna try to fit this fucker, excuse my language, in here. Let's see if I can bring you along. We're gonna start off on the bottom over here, tuck it in. Once that bottom's tucked in, we're gonna caressingly press down on the motherboard until we hear it snap. Next, we're gonna go ahead and clip on the LCD. Okay, Remember, we're only doing data recovery on this one, so I don't really necessarily need to rebuild anything else other than the motherboard, the screen, and placing the battery back on here. I'm actually going to be using this frame for another rebuild here in a little bit. We're going to be heating up the frame with the battery. We don't want to heat it up too much. Okay, I'm going to move this precious thing out of the way because it's very expensive. Go ahead and grab this sucker back in here. Put some of JoJo's patented hot sauce on the sides of the battery. Okay. Next, I'm going to go grab a flat metal tool. 1 second. I'm going to touch it. This is too sharp. Trust me, boys and girls. You do not want to puncture a battery with a metal tool. Okay. See how that came off? It was beautiful. Just like you. Go ahead and clean off JoJo's hot sauce. Now we're gonna grab the new frame. Okay, moment of truth. Not coming on. It's probably because I'm not making contact with those. Let's see what happens if I short it out. Nada. Okay. Sometimes with these Samsungs, they are, you know, I usually tell my guys they're pressure intensive, meaning it's my dumb way of saying that they need to be screwed in together, otherwise it won't do jack. We're not going to do all of them, we're going to do enough. Just enough, governor. Okay, let's see if that allows us to turn it back on. I love it when I'm right. Oh, love it when I'm right. This guy's gonna be so hyped that did you just see how bent this freaking thing was, man? Do you see that? You can't. The camera does not do it justice. That's freaking bent, man. I told the guy, I was like, dude, your motherboard may be done. I digress. Anyways, let's let this sucker turn on. We're going to do a quick screen test, and then I'm going to get off the video and back up his data. Swipe to unlock. Awesome, buddy. Peace.